Ambrose.
Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for joining another special edition of the show. After 2 weeks off, we're back. We are now recording live. Let me say that. We are recording live from the TWF studios in the Queen City. I am your host, BangEm South, Jason Fastkade, and you are now listening to the Wrestling Fans Podcast with my illustrious co-host, the best in the world today. I honestly could not do this show without him. The best in the world, Trent Williams. The only man that I know that thought the Maharaja, aka Chris Swift, was Taylor Swift's brother. But more on that later. Trent, we had a slew of shows, man, as we always do each and every week from the WWE. We had not Backlash, but we had Payback this past Sunday. We'll get into that. And we got some more little, interesting notes and everything like that. So, Trent, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, what? Damn, Trent. Okay, let's stop. Let's get right to the show.
I was going to make sure you didn't have to say it twice this time.
Trent, let's talk about Payback, man. I don't know why I want to keep calling it Backlash, but let's talk about Payback, man. This was obviously the first pay-per-view after WrestleMania. Usually you get kind of your rematches here. It could be a subpar pay-per-view, but it does continue the storyline. And since we did see the Superstar Fake Up, we had some interesting matches here, man. And, feuds that we might not see for a couple more months, or probably won't even see until SummerSlam again. So how did you feel about the Payback pay-per-view?
I think you said subpar. I think that's pretty much what this show was. Nothing too special. I give it like a D+. I think in my review I did on my site. My thoughts on prowrestling.blogspot.com.
Nice.
And I gave the best match to Roman and Braun. I thought they did a really good job. And I'm glad they didn't go with the whole Roman wins after getting beat down.
Okay, well, let's start there, man. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman obviously was the highlight of the night. If this was a subpar pay-per-view, that headlining match really stole the show. Interesting note here, the crowd was so pro Braun Strowman, totally against Roman. I think when he was getting demolished and just punished, they were chanting, "You deserve it."
Yeah, and thank you, Strowman.
Yeah, thank you, Strowman. So, people are really behind Braun when he's destroying Roman. But at the end of the day, people do not like Roman Reigns.
Right.
So let me ask you a question, man. Where does this take us? Braun picked up the win in a pretty convincing fashion and just destroyed Roman. Hopefully they play it up for a couple weeks, but where do you think Braun's going? Where do you see Roman going?
Well, let's see. What's the next pay-per-view as far as Raw goes? Is it Money in the Bank or is it Great Balls of Fire?
Here's the thing, man. We didn't do the show last week, so it's a lot that we need to catch up on. What the heck convinced them to go with the theme pay-per-view called Great Balls of Fire? First of all, you don't put balls in any pay-per-view anymore. Just don't do that.
Right.
I heard Brock is on it, which is
right. That'll be his first title defense.
Right. So, but what's the Great Balls of Fire theme? Or what are they doing?
I have no clue. My only guess is Vince McMahon just happened to be listening to Jerry Lee Lewis at the time.
Okay, and let's be honest. This is the summer, so some of these pay-per-views they don't matter. They don't matter. Everyone's waiting for Money in the Bank, but Great Balls of Fire. I just don't know why they don't go back to like the Great American Bash, stuff like that, just like themed pay-per-views that they used to have. But Great Balls of Fire. So that's the next one. You see Brock and Strowman going at it. That'll give you about 7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah, I would do that. And then what I would do, I would actually I would give the belt to Braun.
Whoa.
I really would.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
What are the conditions that you would give Braun the title?
Because the dude is super over. you have to give him some. And what I would do, because they're wanting to go Brock and Roman for next year at Mania, what I would do is have Braun win the title at whatever the Raw pay-per-view is before SummerSlam. Have him win it. And then the next night, that's when Roman comes back. And he comes back completely with a new look, new music, new entrance, new everything. And all he says is, and he comes out, he hits a Superman punch, and he sends Roman Reigns he sends Braun retreating to the ringside, and he says, "I'll see you at SummerSlam, bitch." And that's all he says. And then they make it like either a last man standing or like a Hell in a Cell match between them two at SummerSlam. Okay. And that's where Roman gets the title back.
Okay, so you're essentially just stretching it, because they're going to stretch it either way. So you see Braun beating Brock, and then Roman being in line to challenge Braun, and just basically stretching that out to SummerSlam, still preserving a lot of the dates for Brock, because you don't really need Brock on television, and when you do, it's a highlight feel. So I see what you're saying there. I mean,
and this feud is so hot that I think you need the title around it.
You do, or like you need the title referenced, man. I mean, here's what I see just from my own eyes, man. Obviously, this heavyweight division is going to be taken seriously like a heavyweight division. If you're not 300 pounds, if you're not 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", for some reason, you do not need to be in the heavyweight division. I mean, that's just what we're looking at right now.
Right.
So if you can keep those three guys involved, I definitely like it. Braun beating Brock. Man, that's tough. That's tough to swallow, but he is the hottest guy right now, man. And he's a monster. He's what Vince likes, so they could do that.
Yep.
That could be something that they could do.
Yeah. And Roman, he would have to come back with something, to try and, I'd have him say that, and then I wouldn't have him say anything else. He would just be the silent badass that he needs to be. Well,
let's talk about Roman, man. I was thinking about this today. What do you not like about Roman?
Pretty much, I guess I like his in-ring stuff. I think he's pretty good in the ring. I guess it's the whole Cena factor thing where you don't believe what he's preaching. He's supposed to be a baby face or whatever, but he just comes off as a heel, all cocky and arrogant.
That dude, you hit it right on the head, man. Here's the thing that I get with Roman Reigns, right? In-ring ability, okay. I mean, I don't think it's great. I don't think it's terrible. He doesn't have a 5 moves of death, but he can keep a match going. His promos suck. I mean, him as a talker is terrible. And
nobody wants to see him talk either.
And nobody wants to see him talk. And I mean, he hasn't, all his catchphrases were terrible. And he hasn't really caught on with what Roman is. Like, you said he comes off cocky and arrogant, but that just hasn't translated into something that people like yet. Like Dean, I think Dean comes off the same way, but at least Dean infuses a little bit of humor into it. And so, like,
we'll get to Dean later, but he's becoming a channel changer for me too.
Oh yeah, definitely. But when he's actually giving a promo or just interrupting someone else's promo, he tries to throw a little bit of humor, a little bit of corniness, but it's like you get wacky or corny Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
For Roman, he's so cocky and so arrogant, it almost comes off as lame. Like it almost comes off as boring, right?
Right.
So if they have Roman come back with something different, new music, new entrance, maybe saying less is more, or doing more with less in the promo department, I think that would really help, man. Because people are trained not to like Roman, but they're not doing anything for people to actually like Roman, and not in that tweener sense either, man. Because like the tweeners play with the fact that they're a bad guy, but people still like him.
Right.
Roman, nobody likes Roman, but he's still he's still, he doesn't even straddle that line. Like he wants to be a good guy so bad that he comes off cookie cutter, and everyone hates that, man. So I don't know, man. If they do something with Roman Reigns, I think anything would help. But what they have right now, it's just not working.
Nope.
Okay, so what else on the pay-per-view would kind of pique your interest, man? This, like I said, this was a dull pay-per-view. It did set up some storylines. We did have the House of Horrors or Home of Horrors.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Like, what did you have expectations for with that match?
I don't know exactly what I had expectations for it, but definitely more than what they gave us. I didn't see nothing that scary about it, really. I mean, a tractor moved by itself. I mean, that was about the scariest thing that was in there. And then Orton gets a darn refrigerator, shoved on him, and then all of a sudden he's teleported into the arena.
Yeah, I mean that was a horror. That was horrific. I thought it came off really flat, but considering the fact that they didn't give us the criteria for the match,
right?
Yeah, it didn't really work as well as they thought it would work. But like I said, man, this pay-per-view was a gimmick pay-per-view. It's just something to get you through the months. Once again, man, I thought this was for the title.
Well, they kept going back and forth, I think. And I think once they figured out they wanted to give Bray the win, they made it a non-title.
Okay. Because I just didn't understand why you had a non-title match for two guys that aren't on the show. Yeah, this was, I guess, your first iteration of a like a cross-brand feud, but
right,
for no reason at all. Just for no reason at all.
I mean, I don't even see, why didn't they just make it a no-holds-barred match? I mean, the only thing they really wanted to accomplish in that match was Bray getting a win thanks to the help from Jinder. So they could have done that with a no-holds-barred. Why do we need all the House of Horrors stuff?
You're exactly right, my friend. They could have did without all that other stuff and just had a street fight, just a brawl or something like that. Let's get to the Maharaja. That's my favorite guy right now, man. And I know people out there listening, the listeners of the Wrestling Fans Podcast are like, you got to be kidding me. But I will say this, man. I'm all in favor for anyone getting or having an angle. I'm all in favor for anyone getting a gimmick.
Right.
And especially since this guy was a jobber for so long, just to play it up to to 100 to 1,000, I think is great. So I'm all in support for the Maharaja. And I love saying that.
Yeah, when we talked last time, I wasn't really fond of it, but it just grew on me in the last couple of weeks. And you forget just how big he is as far as tall, until you see him beside the Singh brothers.
You do. You forget how little the Singh brothers are.
Yeah.
Man, like the Bollywood boys, and let's be honest, if you have boots on, it does help. But just them and their Stacey Adams or their fake $1,000 loafers, they are small, dude. They are really small.
Yeah. I'm liking everything. He looks like a star when he comes out now. He's got that look on him now that it looks like he's taking full advantage of the opportunity. He's turning it on now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, as far as actually in the ring, still not doing it for me.
My question though, man, is obviously he's a placeholder. Let's be honest. But have you seen some of his matches lately where from our vantage point, he's working very stiff?
Yeah.
But they're replaying that like that's his style. I mean, at first we thought it was, accidents or, damn, you connected pretty hard there. But now they're either focusing on his faults or they're just acknowledging like, that was a stiff one, right? What are they doing with that, man?
I think what happened is when he did that to Finn Balor, they're like, ooh, we can use this to make it as a storyline. Let's make this his character where he's, stiff in the ring.
Well, remember he did it to Roman, and like Roman was like, "Man, forget this. I'm cutting this match short."
Yeah.
So that's three guys, not necessarily in a row, but that's Finn, that's Roman, now that's Sammy. I don't know. Maybe we get a stiff shot from him every single match.
Yeah. But yeah, he's growing on me. I'm more into this title match now than I was when he was first named #1 contender.
Okay. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, as far as anything else from Backlash,
Payback.
Son of a gun. Like, dude, I don't even want to consider it Payback. Like, here's the thing. If you get Payback, you should get Vengeance. So I like Vengeance more than Payback. I don't know, like Payback is just not clicking with me for some reason. So we're gonna call this show Vengeance. I don't know what I named it, but we're gonna call it Vengeance. So yeah, what else happened on Backlash? Son of a gun. What else happened on Payback?
Well, yeah, Jeff Hardy getting the crap beat out of him by Sheamus and Cesaro.
Talk about stiff shots, man. Like,
oh man,
holy smokes.
Yeah, that was probably my second favorite match of the night.
Yeah, it was really good. Take out the attack after the match, and do you still like the match?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. I thought the attack afterwards made it just, it just made it more appealing because I kind of got tired of that. Hey, we're gonna shake hands type stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, we have to talk about the main event of the show. My girl, Alexa Bliss, first ever SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion.
I go back to what you said about them taking A+ seriously. I think you said when you go to the WWE Raw or WWE page, they had her face up there,
Right.
along with Braun Strowman. So just pinpointing the future, or pinpointing who we're going to present, daily, even when you go to the site. So I think that's a great thing, man. If she's the champ and she's literally the smallest contender on the show, it works for me, man. Plus, she's a good talker too. I mean, she feels comfortable in the ring in the promo department, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably the best, if not, top 2 or 3 talkers as far as the women goes.
Yeah, and she has a natural feel too, right? Like, yeah, everyone has a script, but it seems like she makes whatever she needs to read and turns it into her own versus just spitting line for line type stuff. Because we know Bailey sucks. I don't know, man. Like, I really had a fondness for Sasha when she was in NXT. But she's kind of fallen off too. So Alexa's leading the pack right now, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely need to do this Sasha heel turn. This whole thing with her and Bailey being friends, I think, has hurt her a little bit.
Yeah, and if you're a smart fan, you know that they only do that to separate them later. This isn't the Festival of Friendship or anything, but they're getting a little bit too close to really take it seriously. So that's that sooner or later they got to break that up. With a bank statement or backstabber to Bailey, and then we'll be off and running.
And I love how like Nia and Alexa interact with each other, which that's because they're good friends. Outside of that, when the cameras are off. But wait, she like backs up to her and she's like, "No, me and you, we're good. We're good. These other girls, they're jealous of you. But me and you, hey, I got you." She don't want the biggest one against her.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we saw that in the NXT days, man, like off camera. So that was cool. If you're if you pay attention to not their Instagrams, but like the what is it like? Does WWE do like Facebook Live or something like that? That's the one I saw.
I think so. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah.
I saw them like a lot during that time. So
yeah,
it only makes sense that they're on the same show running things.
Yep.
All right, man. So we got the tag match, we got the women's match, and Jericho beats Kevin Owens. Owens to lose it later, but we'll dive into that later. Are we done with Payback?
Yeah. Oh, you got the name right this time.
Yeah, I know. That's only because I don't want it to be the last time that I have to say it or have a chance to screw it up. All right, man. So for Raw, not really a fan of Raw. Just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that Raw scored its lowest number, in a while. They were like right at 3, I think, or maybe even a little bit lower. But when you consider what the heck was on the show, they deserve it.
Yeah,
it wasn't a very good show, man. Roman was off the show. Well, did Braun get like the night off or something like that? Or
they said he was hurt too.
Yeah, so I mean, he wasn't on the show. Brock wasn't on the show. It was flat. I'm not a fan of Finn Balor. I'm a fan of the Demon.
Right.
So Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. Geez, Seth Rollins, you're just taking a fall. And Miz for the #1 contendership for the IC title. Not a fan, my friend.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
And then we have Bray come out of nowhere and attack, Balor, which I'm glad they did finally, I guess I was just waiting for the feud with Orton to finish so they could do this Balor and Bray feud. Yeah,
I'm pretty hyped about that, but I think they could have gotten a larger response, or they maybe were expecting a bigger pop from that, but I think it all just fell flat, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think, a lot of stuff that Bray does is pretty flat now anyway. I mean, even when he was, come out there with Kurt Angle and kept, jabbering on with his stuff he talks about. It's the same old stuff,
Yeah, man. I mean, he really had the world in the palm of his hands when he was almost making that face turn going up against Roman. And obviously, Trent, you and I could face Roman and we would be stars.
Oh, yeah.
So, maybe that kind of jaded everyone's view of Bray, but I don't know. Something needs to. I don't think anything needs to change, but he just needs to become more dominant, man. I mean, like the gimmicks
Yeah.
and the lights going out and everything like that. Like that's cool, but he just needs something else.
Yeah, and I mean, he won the feud with Orton, but he's not going to end up winning the feud with Balor because there's no way they're going to have Balor lose his first major feud since coming back.
I totally agree. If he faces the Demon, Bray loses. If for some reason he just faces regular old Finn Balor with that stupid Marty McFly jacket, he may have a chance.
Yeah, and then so we got Miz and Ambrose, which I can't figure out why they didn't do that match at Payback.
Yeah, go ahead and rant on Ambrose. I have nothing here.
Yeah, he's just become so channel changer to me. I mean, the segment with just me with Balor and Rollins was pretty good, and then when he come out there and starts the whole, I don't know, everything he does, just the whole goofy. He can't be serious. I mean, we get little teases and glimpses of him being serious sometimes, which is great, but most of the time, he's just prop comic. He's the Gallagher, the comedian of the WWE.
Nice. You better not say watermelon either. But yeah, man, I totally agree. I totally agree, and that's why I think Raw suffers, man. If you're not gonna have your WWE champion, which is right now Brock, you have him, and I just don't see him carrying that brand with his in-ring ability or his terrible comedy.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing with the phone didn't even make sense. If Kurt Angle was there, why did he not just come out and make that match?
Yeah, like I said, Raw, they were up against competition. Okay, I mean, you had the NBA playoffs and everything like that, and I understand that, but I think they phoned this one in. I just think they phoned it in. Aren't they overseas this weekend or next week or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So those shows will probably be taped.
Yeah.
So maybe they're preparing you for that. This is going to be a lull for right now.
Right.
And since we have other competition, we're not going to put our best foot forward. But Raw definitely sucked this week. Not a fan.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, there's not even nothing really, any highlights to really talk about that much, really.
Nah. But however, if you watch the entire 3 hours of the show, please tweet us, email us, Facebook us. Send us any kind of comments that you want to, because obviously you have a subscription or a medical marijuana card that kept you focused on USA Network for 3 hours to watch that. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I do want to mention, was it just me, or in that opening segment with the women, did Bayley come off as like pouty and a bad sport to you?
I thought about that, but then I was thinking to myself, she lost it in her hometown. That was her first loss as being Raw Women's Champion. So I kind of gave it a pass. Next week, if we see something different, it may just be because of that. Like when you get certain instances like that, you kind of want Michael Cole or Corey Graves or Booker T, because Otunga is filming a movie, quote unquote, to say something about it.
I'm guessing it'll be straight to DVD movie.
But you want them to say something about it, man. Like, when they don't, it kind of hurts what I guess she was trying to do or what she came off as.
Right. We did get Emma in a match finally this week after 2 or 3 weeks of backstage segments. It was a one that like an 8-woman tag or a 10-woman tag.
Yeah, I saw the 8-woman tag thing. Yeah, I saw the focus was heavily on Bayley. So
right.
Yeah.
And Alexa. So I guess we're getting a rematch at the next pay-per-view, which
I think will be pretty cool, man. It was just funny for me going back watching NXT when Bayley beat Alexa, and I mean everything was totally in reverse, dude. Totally in reverse, man. Alexa was just a scrub who barely had a moveset, and Bayley was running the world in a 1,000-seater venue at Full Sail. Now Alexa's dominating the show, was running SmackDown Live, is a fan favorite in more towns that have 20,000 seaters than Bayley is. So yeah,
it's crazy how it's turned around the complete different way.
Let's move over to the blue brand, man. Now, I do want to say this, like I said before, I'm all in favor of the Maharaja. I've been saying that all day, and I didn't eat Indian food, but Yeah, I'm in favor of it, man. Like you said, he looks like a champion. It's funny what you can come out, or it's funny how you can present yourself just by putting on some slacks and a button up. But he looks like a champion. He looks 7 feet taller than the Bollywood boys, aka the Singh brothers. So I'm all in for it, man. And with that being said, it just seems like they're finally giving their jobbers a chance. I mean, if you supply him with the Bollywood boys, you supply him with something. I mean, Sin Cara came out with a new look and had a pretty interesting match against Dolph Ziggler. So, I got
an interesting theory on that.
Okay, go ahead.
On Sin Cara.
All right.
Is this the same guy? Did they change the guy and they put a shirt on him because he ain't got a tattoo?
He looked a little chubbier. Like he looked a little heavier. I will say that he looked a little heavier. I can't say he looked a little shorter, but I was just mesmerized by the suit. Like I thought that was a cool little suit.
Yeah, I did like the suit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. And I think he had like a 2 commercial segment with Dolph. I mean, like that was a pretty good match. I mean, it was a pretty entertaining match. But we'll see. I mean, listen, you're the investigative journalist for the show, my friend.
Well, only for the female superstars.
Nicely done. But yeah, I mean that'll be something that we'll have to monitor, man. Maybe that should have popped up on our radar when he specifically was traded or drafted to SmackDown. So
yeah, I mean, if he wouldn't have been so, if he was a little bit taller, I would swore they was doing like a Shinsuke under a mask to try to beat Ziggler or something, Yeah,
very true. Because out of nowhere, it's like, why is Sin Cara? I mean, literally late in the show, why is Sin Cara going up against Dolph Ziggler? I was like, okay, that don't really make sense to me. And why are they giving him more than like a 5-minute match?
Yeah. Maybe they got plans for him. Who knows? Yeah,
and maybe that's a cruiserweight on in there. I mean, when we just didn't really pay attention to the body type.
Yeah, and ain't it sad that Kalisto got traded to Raw and he ain't been part of the cruiserweights yet?
Didn't Braun
Braun put him in. Well, he beat Braun. Remember, he beat Braun in the dumpster match.
He beat Braun in the dumpster match off not a technicality, but Braun, like, it was a reflex. Braun just kind of jumped.
Yeah, it was one of those slip on a banana peel kind of things.
Yeah, so like that was cool, and like that was really cool.
Then he got murdered by being pushed off a 2-foot ramp.
There it is. So for all we know, he's in rehab trying to strengthen his neck again. But I mean, I wouldn't mind it if he just showed up in the cruiserweight division and totally, threw away the fact that Braun threw him off of off the stage in a freaking garbage truck. Oh man. Dude, they need to come out with a shirt for Braun that saying this is "I'm not through with you yet."
Yes, definitely.
Like that. That's his line.
I'm curious when they do make Braun merch, how good it sells. I think it's going to do surprisingly well.
Yeah, I mean, if they could do, what would you want to see Braun merch look like with Braun's face on it, or like a slogan or something? Yeah,
I guess maybe like you said, the "I'm not through with you yet," or just him like screaming Braun.
Yeah, because he doesn't have like a logo or anything like that. But if he had a shirt with just him destroying somebody, like powerbombing through something, man, like that would be cool. I often wonder, like, merch for superstars, how well that does sell when they're not like the face,
Right. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be nowhere as good as my Alexa Bliss shirt I have, but nothing can be as good as that.
Nicely done, man. Nicely done. I just remember going to that SmackDown show and seeing 3 columns of Cena stuff, and then like you saw some AJ stuff and everything like that, but like you didn't see Kurt Hawkins. You see what I'm saying? So I wonder when they develop shirts for them, do they get a square? Do they get a row? Like,
it's only a matter of time for the Maharaja gets a shirt.
You said that better than I did, man. That was nice.
I know I did. That's why I'm the best in the world.
Okay, man. But yeah, let's dive into SmackDown. I thought SmackDown was the better show. It still doesn't have Shinsuke on it. He's gonna make his debut pretty soon.
His debut match will be at Backlash. Ziggler, I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're thinking. Ty was on the show. AJ was on the show, of course. But I thought it was a solid show, man. I mean, it's the more entertaining show. Listen, it's 2 hours. It's more compact. You got the square. Do they get a You get to get in and get out pretty fast. But Trent, what was your favorite part of the show? Because I will tell you mine.
Let's see, what's my favorite part? I like the main event. It was pretty good. And the send off they gave Jericho, getting him injured by Owens, that was pretty good.
Yeah, we definitely got to talk about that, man. So it for the past couple of weeks, this was like the Jericho Farewell Tour, I'm guessing. I mean, Raw a couple of weeks ago was all Jericho. He was basically on 3 shows in 2 weeks. So he's officially gone now. Like, is he officially going to be part of Fozzy?
Yep.
Trent, with him being a WWE superstar and him just ruling the crowd now, are you interested in going to a Fozzy concert?
No, not really.
Not even to hear him, because he's going to spout off some stuff. Like, not even to hear him say, "Drink it in, man." Nothing.
Nah, I mean, if I wanted to do that, I would have paid to see him, wrestle. Yeah.
Did you ever pay to see him wrestle?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Well, they ain't been around here really since, he's been doing that really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just seems like it caught on, man, like wildfire in the past couple of months. Ever since the Festival of Friendship, I think it's just been on fire.
Yeah. And I want to talk about this opening segment they had on SmackDown. I thought they did a really good job of, letting Jericho get some final, comedic stuff in. It set up the main event for that night, and then it also set up the match for Owens and AJ at Backlash. I really liked the opening segment. It was simple, but it did what it needed to do.
Yeah, man, it was simple and it was meaningful. Can't say any of that for Raw.
Yep.
So
yeah, and it didn't last 20 minutes like Raw does every week. Yeah,
exactly, dude. I mean, dude, they're stretching things on Raw, man. Like I said, SmackDown is 2 hours. Yeah. It's very compact. It's very straight to the point, and it's entertaining while they're doing that.
Yeah, but I did like that they started it with the women this week instead of, the Seth Rollins or something like that.
Let's get to the women, man, because don't you have some breaking news for one of the women on the SmackDown roster?
Yes, the Queen Charlotte has been the latest victim of the leaked naked pictures, and they're
Whoa! What are you about to say?
They're
what?
That great.
They're not that. Trent, we already know that she looks like Ric Flair. I mean, what?
Well, I'm not even talking about just, face up. I'm talking about, neck down.
Okay, so listen, inquiring minds want to know, how well was the boob job?
It was okay, I guess. One was like a little bit bigger than the other one.
Oh, come on. Don't kick her when she's down, man. Come on, dude. Or, really? One was...
Yeah. They're not that, but in my research to find that, I did find somebody else that were really good. One of my favorites, Caitlyn.
Oh gosh, Trent. First of all, welcome to the show. But we know that you're responsible for any hack of. No. Caitlyn didn't even have to hack them. Didn't she pose nude?
No. Well, she did, but it was like one of those like Sports Illustrated things.
Yeah, that's right. It was like a body issue type thing where. Yeah. Okay, so you hacked her phone or you hacked her account?
No, I had no responsibility in doing any of that.
Listen to him throw out the disclaimer. So what? Listen, it's not shocking that while you were looking for a naked woman's photo, you found Caitlyn's naked body. Like, let's just be honest about that. But how did you find this and what? Yeah, because after the show, I'm going to ask you for links, but that's just me.
Yeah, there's a certain site that has like all of them. Like they got Melina on there. Maria. And these are not her Playboy pics. These are actually like newer pics.
Okay. Every week I find out that you're more of a degenerate than I am, and I like it. But okay, yeah, that's.
There's also cool. Victoria pics.
Victoria. Okay, let me ask you a question. Is this site like hacked photos or like?
Yeah.
So this site hosts pictures that should not be on the internet.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Looks like I got some Googling to do tonight. But yeah. Let's get focused, man, because that can derail the show. Hold on, man. Are you serious? Like this, and this site is allowed to stay up? Part of the fun there.
I guess nobody finds them. I don't know how they get by with it.
Wow.
Because it's like a pretty kind of well known site. I mean, it's like if you Google it, it's like within like the first 3 or 4 things that comes up.
Okay. No, that's what you want. I mean, that definitely makes it a well visited site, and they have their metadata correct. But listen, we're always going to see sites that are up for a day, or that get their prominence because they found the naked pics of substitute superstar, right?
Right.
But not a site with all of them.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Unless
I was
you're
shocked, they were like all in one post. It was like
right.
one post that had them all.
That's just me. Unless you're a porn site,
right?
I didn't think there was a site that would keep all of them, but that's just me.
But I mean, it's crazy how like the WWE girls is becoming more frequent now.
Yeah, I mean they're famous, man. I mean they're celebrities.
With WWE being PG, you would think they'd be a little bit more hands-on trying to stop that stuff.
Once again, if these are hacked, I mean, you really can't stop it. I mean,
yeah.
Like they, instead of promoting it, they instantly have them go on social media and claim the victim role. I mean, At the end of the day, man, if you fall out with your girlfriend, or the ex-boyfriend's like, well, screw you, I'm gonna put your naked pictures up. They can't control that, man. I mean, you're a fool for sending them, I guess.
Yeah. And it's pretty interesting that these Caitlyn pictures come out and she's no longer with her husband.
There you go. I mean, if you don't want them out, don't send them. I mean, that's just what it is. Or don't take them in the first place. Or don't take them in the first place. Yeah, don't take them in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought these girls, like Charlotte, would have learned after the Paige thing. And you would have thought WWE been like, be careful, really careful what you take pictures of.
Yeah. Okay.
The Caitlyn's are a perfect 10.
Nicely done.
Charlotte's are about a 4.
What? On the woo factor, how many O's how many O's do they get on the woo factor?
The Charlotte ones gets about 3 or 4, maybe.
Hell. Okay. All right. My favorite part of the show, as we slowly creep back into SmackDown, was the Fashion Police.
Yes. I even forgot to put that in my notes, but yes, that was great.
That was awesome. I can't even begin to describe not only how happy I was for those guys, but man, just the evolution of that character, or of those characters, because they're finally given a chance to do something with it, right? Like they're just not coming out and, just being goofy. First they were doing the tickets and all that other stuff, but this is cool, man. I mean, that's something that is interesting. That's something that's appealing. That's something that's funny. That's going to get them over. So I like it, man.
Yeah. I've been, cheering for these guys for a while. I've been talking about for a while. I want them to get a shot, and I was really glad to see them get something on SmackDown like this.
When he said that's jaywalking, that's gym walking, that I just thought that was funny, man. I mean, and that's what I like out of SmackDown, because you're gonna get entertaining vignettes like that. So
and I knew if they had the opportunity, they would blow it away. They would be so good, because I know both of them have real good. They're talented guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. So kudos to the writers for that segment. Kudos to those guys, but definitely looking forward to seeing what the Fashion Police can do.
Yep.
Okay, man. As far as SmackDown, I think we ran through it pretty quickly, right?
What do you actually think? What's going on with the women's division on SmackDown? Are you a fan of it, with the whole welcoming committee and stuff?
I'm a fan of them not having Naomi versus Charlotte every week,
right?
So to kind of split that up. And to give Naomi, 3 challengers to go against, to get
2, I guess. You're talking about just Natalya and Carmella, really?
What the heck is Tamina?
Yeah.
It's something. I mean, so something. I mean, so I'm not a real big fan of the 3-on-3. I think Charlotte will still stand on her own as kind of in the middle, or just a solo act, but you can get Becky going up against Hogsworth and Carmella, and you can get Natty and Naomi going, and maybe Tamina interferes, and you got that that struggle between family and competition. So I like it. I mean, the welcoming committee wasn't all that great on my list of things for SmackDown, but it's something to give those girls a heelish factor. So I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, and we also had Aiden English having a breakdown after losing to Ty Dillinger. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah. I like that though, man. I mean, listen, we've already said double dipping is a sin and he's gone. So hopefully this guy gets over, man. I don't really know where they're going with the singing gimmick, but apparently
Yeah.
they like that. I just don't want him to be a jobber. Like I said, on SmackDown, everyone can have an angle. Everyone can do something. Like
Right.
Face the Facts only became Face the Facts. Kurt Hawkins never developed anything other than that. So I don't want Ada English to fall under the same thing where he just sings and then loses, sings and then loses.
Yeah.
So, give him something and, maybe they have something to work with.
Yeah. And one other thing on Raw I forgot to mention. So the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus are in this feud, but yet they're having a tag team turmoil match next week to determine the number one contender. That don't make any sense.
Yeah. I think you kind of forgot who else is in the tag team division because the Hardys are controlling everything right now, man. Like I don't even care about Big Cass and Enzo. I don't care about Luke Gallows. I didn't even know that Goldust and R-Truth were still on Raw. So I mean, you have that factor. I think maybe you can just remind people that there are more than the Hardys, even though the Hardys are running things right now, man. And it's tough to knock them off that pedestal.
Yep.
Let's go into NXT, man. I didn't get to watch NXT. I did read the spoilers, so clue me in. I know off the top there was a number one contenders match or number one contenders
Battle Royal.
There for the women's championship, right?
Right, that was the main event. Yeah.
Okay.
So they had a 15-woman battle royal, and there were a lot of names in there that are new that didn't even get an entrance. So I had no idea who they were. They briefly mentioned them on commentary, but I feel if you're going to introduce that many new women, you need to play their entrances,
or at least know their name.
Yeah, which I'm guessing a lot of these girls will be in that tournament that's happening in a couple of months.
Okay, but they didn't even give their name?
I mean, they gave their name, but like they didn't really concentrate that much on them.
Okay. I mean, I'll have to watch the show, but I feel what you're saying. From the spoilers, I just knew that Ember Moon kind of goes down with an injury or something. Did they play that out on the show?
Yeah, like so Asuka, so it comes down to Nikki Cross, Ruby Riott, and Ember Moon. Okay. And then all of a sudden Asuka comes down and starts beating them up, and she like sends Ember out of the ring. Okay. And Ember takes a hard bump, like her head hits the guardrail.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if she'll be. So Regal comes out and makes it a 4-way at TakeOver, but it might be a 3-way if she's injured. I don't know how bad it is.
Okay. Man, that's cool. Those are your 4 girls anyway, so
right.
I'm not really knocking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Also, we had Killian Dane defeating Danny Burch. Nothing much there. We had a vignette for the Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark.
Oh, come on, man. Dude, he did so good as whatever he was, but
Prince.
But I didn't know if he was Prince. I didn't know if he was a black Ric Flair. I didn't know what the hell he was, man. So
I think he's supposed to be Prince.
Okay, what is the Velvet? Is he coming back as Prince, or what is he doing?
Pretty much, yeah. So I was confused. Like, we've already seen him. Why are they having to show vignettes about him?
Yeah. Okay.
Unless they're not going to call him Patrick Clark, and he's actually going to go by the Velveteen Dream or something.
Talk about paying dues, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
My gosh. Not only
he's the only one left of that season of Tough Enough.
He was doing what?
He's the only one left of that season of Tough Enough.
I mean, they see something in him, man, and maybe they're just making sure that he wants to be there. But I think he made the most out of whatever he was before, the Prince gimmick or whatever. So kudos on the Velveteen Dream. I'm pretty sure he'll make it his own.
Yeah. We then had Heavy Machinery defeating 2 jobbers, and after the match, they cut a promo calling out the Authors of Pain, and they have Tucker Knight being the serious guy, and then Otis, whatever his last name is, he's like the guy that gets like the one line in between when Tucker's talking.
Okay,
he's like the comedy guy, sort of.
Yeah.
But just like the way he looks, as far as like the way his body is shaped, it's just kind of comedic to me.
Is that the short round one, Otis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a bowling ball or something.
He does. Oh man, but those guys are gonna be fun to see in the ring, man. I mean, Heavy Machinery, a ball of laughs, pardon the pun.
Yep. And then we had Hideo Itami defeating Kona Reeves. That was pretty much nothing.
Kona's the Hawaiian looking guy with the tats, and it's probably like 6'7" or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and Hideo beat him.
Yep.
With the GTS or something else?
GTS.
Damn, really?
Yep.
Maybe I'm thinking Hideo is lighter than what he is, or Kona is lighter than what he is, but he picked him up for the GTS and dropped him.
Yeah, I think Kona's lighter than what you think he is, probably.
Okay, I got you. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I got to check out NXT.
Yeah, and then the last thing for NXT is we had part 2 of the Roderick Strong story.
Yeah, what the heck is the Roderick Strong story? Is it like the E True Hollywood story? What is that?
Pretty much. I mean, I actually liked it. You know, we always talk about how Roderick Strong seems kind of boring, and why should we care about him other than he's a good wrestler? These videos they've done have done a pretty good job. It makes me actually want to see him win a championship or something.
Okay. All right. We will see, man. We will see. I mean, he has to be next in line, right?
I think Regal made a match between him and Hideo, and the winner of that meets Bobby Roode at TakeOver.
Okay, nicely done. He's married to who?
One of the 4 horsewomen, Ronda Rousey's girls, one of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And they just had a baby not a couple of weeks ago.
Nice. Yeah, it's slowly. Wow. Yeah. I thought honestly, all of those girls were gay. Not gonna lie. But
I also kind of did too, except maybe Ronda.
But Ronda, I think Ronda just married, right?
Yep.
And you said one of the other chicks had a baby, so unless they're covering up their secret love affair, good luck to them. I really thought they were all gay. Not gonna lie.
I did too. And Shayna Baszler, she's training to be an actual wrestler. She's wrestling in like Japan, I think.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. One day we're gonna see the 4 horsewomen, man, and that'll be awesome, dude. Like that'll be
I'm
right.
waiting on the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen.
You're waiting on the what?
The 4 horsewomen of the MMA versus the 4 horsewomen of WWE.
Who are the 4 horsewomen of the WWE?
Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and
I keep thinking.
Bayley.
Listen. We've talked about naked women so much that I thought you said whores women.
No,
that's what I thought. I was like, what the heck? What is a horsewoman? Okay, yeah, I got you. My mind is in the gutter. I'm officially the more degenerate of the two. But yeah, I think that'll be nasty, man. Like if we could get something like that at like WrestleMania, just them coming out and just having like a 4-off or something like that, just putting up the 4s. I think that'll be cool.
Yep. And Shayna Baszler was actually on Total Divas this week.
Really? Yeah, Trent, what the heck is going on with Total Divas right now?
Well, on this episode, we had Nikki Bella trying to figure out some new holds because she was getting ready to come back and she couldn't do the rack attack anymore. So she was trying to work on some submission holds. And that's where Shayna Baszler come in.
Has Nikki Bella on Total Divas, has she come back yet? Or she hasn't made her date? Oh, okay. Dude, they're so behind. Man, they're so behind. Like I said, if you're a fan of Total Divas, and hopefully you're a listener and a fan of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, like you've seen this stuff, but it is kind of cool to see it, you know, the backstory or how it developed and everything like that.
Yeah,
but
how the show portrays it.
Yeah, but it's so man, they're going back so far, man. I mean,
right.
Jeez.
So next week is the finale, the season finale, and it'll be all around SummerSlam.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. I'll have to check that out.
It's like what, like 8 months behind?
Yeah, man. It is behind. Like I remember you saying like you know, one of the past couple of episodes was when Naomi finally got her shot and like, you know, wanted to try out the whole lights glowing thing. Like I remember when you told me about that, and I'm like, damn, they are behind. But when the show first came on, like they tried to keep things in sync. If they couldn't have the champion, they still, you know, profiled, you know, somebody that was heavily involved on the show on Raw or SmackDown or whatever. So that's what I was thinking they was going to do with this. But we will see, man. It's just so behind that at this point, you're just looking at it from like a nostalgic feel. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. And oh, this is what happening. Maybe they did this because of that. So
but it ain't quite old enough to make it that nostalgic. You know what I mean? It's got to be so old before it can actually be considered nostalgic, I guess.
Let me ask you this though, like outside of watching it for the Eva Marie and Maurice swimsuit
that was
edition.
the episode this week.
Oh, that was the Iguana Beach. Yes. Finally get the Iguana Lizard Beach.
They also swim with pigs.
What?
There there's this island where they went, and they had pigs that you could swim with, and the whole episode is about Maurice wanting to go swim with the pigs, and the Miz too busy worried about doing his fantasy football draft.
Wow. Listen, fantasy football is serious, but okay, I gotta check this out. I gotta check this out. Like swimming with pigs?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotta check it out then. I have to check this out then. Finally get the episode though. We've been waiting for the episode for like 30 episodes now, over 30 TWF episodes now. Jeez.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I gotta check that out.
I said, well, I finally get the episode I've been waiting for all season.
Yeah, definitely. So where the heck are we on our show right now? We talked about NXT. Wow. We talked about let's go down the reality road, man. How's your picks for Survivor doing right now?
Survivor's doing pretty good. Sarah's still in there. She's playing a pretty good game. She might make it to the end. Okay. As always, you do predict the winner, which is freaking scary. But if you do this time, I'm definitely not gonna stop hassling you to give me lottery picks until I win the lottery. So yeah. And on Big Brother Canada, it don't have but like 2 weeks left, and tonight they're doing a triple eviction. So 3 people will be going home tonight on there.
Did you predict Big Brother Canada?
I don't think I did.
Okay. Which one did you get the spoilers on? Was that Big Brother Canada?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's cool. But yeah, is there a hot chick in line to win Big Brother Canada? That's all I really care about.
No.
Damn. Okay. But Sarah is our vote for Big Brother Survivor in the US, right?
Yep. And cool, then we're about a month away from Big Brother US coming back.
Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, Trent, how's the Amazing Race doing?
It comes on tonight.
Okay. All right. Who's still in? Is the nerd and sorry, Trent, for these terms, but is the Asian nerd and the white girl, are they still in it?
I think they went out last week, I think.
Son of a gun. Is the skateboard dude and the dude with the fake leg?
Yep.
They're still in it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I care about. That is all I care about.
And is that your pick to win?
Huh?
Is that your pick to win? The skateboard dude and the man with one leg?
It's either him I know I need to learn names, but it's either him or the they're obviously having sex or smoking a lot of kush, but the band director and the white girl he's paired with. Oh yeah, Becca. And, yeah. Dude, I can't remember his name. If they don't win, they need a spinoff. Yeah, it just works, man. I mean, it just works. So if they don't win, they definitely need a spinoff. But I'm hoping for those two teams. First, dude, I really got into this season of the Amazing Race, so I want to finish it out and kind of see what happens.
I'm gonna eventually have you hooked on all these reality shows. You'll be watching them like I do.
Oh yeah, you are the culprit. Let's just be honest about this. You're the reason that I'm watching these shows.
I got you into hunting. Now I'm gonna get you into the Amazing Race.
I never cared about the Amazing. Like I never really understood what the catch was for me to watch the Amazing Race. But it is like a fun little, not a treasure hunt like I thought it was before. But it's a fun little show, man, and the pairings work. I don't know about any other seasons, but having complete strangers and just seeing the reactions, the interactions between the two, it works. So I definitely like the show this year. Yeah.
So June 19th, does that mean I'm gonna be able to get you into watching Big Brother?
I don't know about Big Brother. I mean, I am a brother, but I don't think I can watch Big Brother, man. Like you watch the 24-hour coverage though. Like I said, if they're showing some boobies, on the 24-hour.
That on the live feeds, but you ain't gonna get it on the show.
Okay, I'm gonna have to stay up and watch the live feeds then, because I am a guy that likes to see boob at 3:00 in the morning. So yeah, do we end the show on 3:00 in the morning, boob?
You want to talk some New Japan?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so I guess the biggest story for me, well, they had their latest big show, the Wrestling Dontaku, like the other night, but I haven't finished watching it, so we can't talk about that yet. Okay. But Katsuyori Shibata might not be able to wrestle anymore due to his match against Okada.
And was this like just announced, or had this been something that was ongoing, because what we fall into sometimes are storylines and we overreact to them, and then we, so it like, was that match that epic match, because that to me that was an epic match, was that his swan song? Like, was that the match that he was going to go out on?
No, I mean, like, he was supposed to keep going, just as regular, and he headbutted Okada too hard to. It said he passed out backstage or after the match, and then he was taken to the hospital and diagnosed with a subdural hematoma and had successful emergency surgery.
Damn.
It said a combination of dehydration and the trauma of the legit headbutt from Shibata to Okada led to Shibata being hospitalized, and word was that he may never be cleared for an in-ring return.
Damn. Yeah, that's tough to hear, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you got to go out with that match, jeez, man, no one will. That match will be known as Shibata's last match.
Yeah.
Like, and that is a good thing. I mean,
well, it's not a good thing that it's his last match, but it's a good thing that if it is his last match, he went out on a high note.
Right, but that's going to be the match that's on YouTube, like Shibata's last match, the match that ended Shibata's career. And you're going to see how drained they were at the end of it. And you shouldn't be surprised that was his last match. I mean, I know that New Japan is known for being stiff or just the strong style that they do over there. But man, I showed people that match. And I asked them, I said, tell me the parts that are fake and tell me the parts that are real. And it's like, oh, that's wait, that's real. So, dude, if he injured himself or got injured during that match, I wouldn't doubt it. But that's the style that they work over there. And I think even in that match, they upped it a little bit more. So
yeah,
that's the match he's going out on.
Yeah, and it says that the right side of his body is still, handicapped.
If you ever go back and watch the match, check and see if you can see parts of that. Like, if there's ever a part where, he uncharacteristically goes down. I mean, like, I know there are parts in the match where he actually, took a knee once or whatever, but I don't know. I just like looking back and seeing, it kind of happened there, or it happened here, or see where he's a little woozy here. So
right. Well, supposedly I'm guessing it was the headbutt that ended up busting him open.
Okay. Yeah, that could have been it too, man. That could have been it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the other big news this week is that they announced the participants for the 2017 Best of the Super Juniors.
Okay. And this is not their cruiserweight class, or what? I mean, what are the Super Juniors?
It's basically their cruiserweights. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is basically like the G1 for the juniors, for the cruiserweights.
Okay. But they treat their cruiserweights totally different than WWE treats 205. Okay, I got you.
Definitely.
I got you.
Yeah. So so they separate them into an A block and a B block, and it's like round robin.
Okay.
And here's the B block first, because the A block is loaded. The B block has Tiger Mask, Taguchi, Kushida, Volador Jr., ACH. His name's escaping me now. I'm looking at their pictures. The dude that's teamed with Taichi, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, that's his name, and El Desperado and Bushi. So that's the B block. It's all right, but nothing special. Now the A block has Jushin Liger, who this will be his last Super Juniors tournament that he does.
Okay.
I don't know if that means he's retiring or what, but it also has Ricochet, Dragon Lee, Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, Taichi, Taka Michinoku, and Hiromu Takahashi.
Trent, are all of those superstars signed to New Japan, or is this like an open invitational type thing?
Most of them are. The only ones that probably aren't are Ricochet, Scurll, ACH, and Volador.
So Ospreay signed to New Japan?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely.
But stuff like this is when their partnerships with ROH and CMLL comes into play.
Okay. I see what you're saying there. Yeah, man. We're on a time difference with those pay-per-views, right? So, like, when they do the shows, they come on right like 3:00 in the morning over here or something.
Yeah, they're like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Okay, so we'll definitely have to check out the replays.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them I don't even watch the whole show. I'll like wait for one of the reviews to come out and get like the matches that are rated highest.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, when those replays are out, or pass along those reviews, man, and I'll definitely take a look.
Yeah, I'll pass along the ones that I think you should check out. Did you ever check out the other ones that I was texting you about last week?
Nah, I haven't got a chance to, man. Just been very, very busy with my trip and then kind of recovering from my trip.
Yeah, I think he was at the draft, the NFL draft.
Yeah, man. So that was an experience, man. My dad, it was actually his birthday yesterday, but I thought that would have been a cool little father-son dad's birthday type weekend. So that's what we did, man. We took the car all the way up to Philly from Charlotte, so it was a good experience, man.
I might have asked you this before, but is he a wrestling fan? Does he watch any?
No, but my grandmother put us on to wrestling, so he'll sit there and watch it. Yeah. But I mean, he's not psycho like you and I are. Right. I brought my cousin along also, and he's a fanatic wrestling fan, so I can kind of bounce what we're doing on the show off to him, but my dad not so much.
Yeah, mine's about the same way. I mean, he'll watch it sometimes, but he's not like me, which there ain't many people that are into it as much as I am.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if we're watching Raw, he's gonna fall asleep within the first hour. So.
Oh yeah, that's Daddy definitely. I was actually surprised he stayed up for most of WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. I'm still kicking myself that I didn't get to watch WrestleMania live.
Yeah.
I thought about disowning all my friends that day. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Seriously. Not gonna lie. Is that it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Listeners of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, make sure that you hit us up on social media. You can tweet the show at our official Twitter page, which is
at TWF_podcast.
Any chick with 3 a.m. boob, tweet Trent. You can slide into Trent's DMs, but tweet Trent at
MTW3589.
And as always, you can talk to this degenerate at BangEm South. Make sure to hit up our Facebook page, facebook.com/TWF podcast, and subscribe to our Facebook page. Become a follower. And, like some of the tweets that we put out on Twitter, too. You can send us email at twfpodcast@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yep.
But as always, make sure that you check out our YouTube channel, The Wrestling Fans Podcast. It has all of the shows there, all of the weekly shows, any types of funny moments from the show that we've had over this, plus 50. Yeah, we've got more than 50 episodes now out there. Huh?
What episode are we on?
This is 58.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So make sure that you check those out. Feel free to just run through the playlist and go from the newest to the oldest. But definitely become a subscriber. You get bonus points, people. I'm telling you, you get bonus points. But Trent, plug your site, man.
My thoughts on prowrestling.blogspot.com. I had the Payback review, and also I'm still working on that fantasy booking thing. It's a lot harder than you think it is, but hopefully it'll be coming pretty soon.
Okay. All right, my friend. Make sure that you have the Maharaja on your fantasy booking list. As always, man, thank you guys for joining. Trent, it was a pleasure to host the show with you, man. Do we got anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, man. Take care, and I will talk to you next week, my friend.
All righty.